Welcome to Real Talk, where it gets hot, spicy, and to the drama. Sarah, we had so much fun last time. I mean, we talked about everything. Your origin story, your villain origin story. Are you single right now? Not single.
No.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that.
Sure.
That was like definitely a curveball. Because
I know. I wasn't going to say anything
yeah.
until we were live.
Okay.
So, no, I'm not single, but this is the area that I do not share on the internet. This is the one thing that I don't post photos of, that I'm not conventional, like, oh, me and my boyfriend, like traveling, going on a trip. Like, I prefer to keep that for me and not have people reaching out to him or doing that thing. Because I've actually made that mistake before with a previous boyfriend where I was like, oh, cute, like photos of us together and doing things together. And then it kind of got weird, actually, where my current boyfriend would never do this. And gosh, I was dating like a terrible guy, like a musician, classic. And he was kind of like using my clout a little bit, and it got weird. And then, you know, you break up and then it's like awkward. It's not like I'm at the point of where I would have to make an announcement about a divorce or something, but it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was weird. So I definitely, my dating life, I don't share the human online at all.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. Yeah.
I completely understand that. I mean, being an actress and a media personality, I can imagine that like kind of getting kind of blurred and not knowing where those boundaries are, you know, especially when you have this type of following.
Yeah.
And this type of influence and you're working with these brands. But that was like such a curveball.
I know.
I did not expect that.
I know.
It's so juicy.
And the thing is too, I just feel like it's something that no one needs to know, really. It's nice to, it's not like I'm like hiding him, but it's like I don't want the whole world to see it because it's special to me and only me, kind of.
Yeah.
But like it's not like we're like hiding out in the house and we never leave or go in public or anything. Like we have friends, you know. I just don't post him.
Yeah, I completely understand. I feel that way sometimes about my emotional state.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's so private that the humanness, I don't want to bring it. So it's interesting to see that you apply that in your relationship. Like, you know, you have that kind of vulnerability with your person and you don't think that that's something that should be shared with just anyone.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't think that my inner being needs to be seen.
Exactly.
Experienced by just every person.
It's like, I'm so comfortable sharing everything. Like I would rather do a live stream of me on a toilet, like mid situation, than sharing my partner. Even though I know that sounds so strange.
Why is that? Like, because me, I think
he's also not an actor, so I don't want.
You don't want to expose him to that world.
It's just he doesn't really care about that stuff, and I don't know. I also just nowadays, at least for me and where I'm at, it's like my Instagram is my portfolio kind of, and yeah, I keep it real and my real life and everything, but I just don't need to post him, you know?
It's like more for like
he doesn't care either. Like we're cool because we don't really like, we're not on Instagram together, like scrolling that much. We're very much in the moment. And yeah, I like to keep it like that. And I'm not saying this, that we're going to break up, but if we did, then it's like, I don't want to have to, then it gets awkward when I get a new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Or something. It's just.
Would you say like when you guys tie the knot, you'll be less secretive?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it'll be more secure too.
Or like move in together or something like that.
Yeah.
But
how would you say you balance like everything? I mean, you're doing so much. You're
don't.
such a creative.
I don't. Like,
okay. No balance.
There is no balance, which is something that I'm personally working on in my life. Like we all have things to work on, and me, it's knowing that I'm going to still be successful and we're a busy actress, busy casting director, whatever my next thing will be. I'm allowed to like go on a walk or go on a little trip and not just be like working. Cause I just feel like it's really hard for me to not think about work and not be like, oh, someone less talented than me is working harder.
Yeah.
So I'm also less talented than other actresses that are working less hard than me and I have a bigger career than they do.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, I always have to be trying, but that's also not good for your sanity.
Yeah, no, because you constantly have to keep going.
Yeah.
And constantly have to achieve. So I think maybe you would say that something like that you have to balance.
Yes, I have to be better.
You have to balance balancing.
Yes, because I'm just like work. Like
workaholic. I would say I'm a workaholic too, especially when we bring in those emotions of like feeling at home on set.
Yeah, and for me, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I'm a vegan. And it's not that I think I'm better than anyone. Like, trust me, I don't. It's just I'm super susceptible to depression. So if I drink alcohol, the next day, game over. I get so disgustingly hungover. I can't even casually drink, really.
Wow.
It sucks. It's actually annoying. Like,
are you like lightweight, like 1 or 2 drinks?
Oh,
or
girl,
like
at this point, 2 sips. I'm like
2 sips.
Like, and it's a fun time. Like, I'm the life of the party. Like, I'm great. But then the next day, I'm really sad. And so I also like weed too. I hate it. I wish I could do it. It doesn't work for me. So I have nothing to like calm me down. I started taking magnesium.
To distract you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So how do you get away and how do you get distracted?
Don't. Like that, again, this is like the area that I'm working on the most as an individual is being able to put my phone down, get out of the Slack, and just talk to my friend or go for a walk or do something
or just
that's
be present
not
and just
the phone
or
like submitting to a casting or text or responding to a manager or like the whole thing. It's just...
You're just on the go. She's always on the go.
Always. And I have 2 serious jobs, like where I do casting and acting. So a lot of times I do them at the same time. So I really like, I'm doing a lot at once and I love it. Like I love it so much, but I tell this to my boyfriend too, where I'm like, I need to figure out how to like, I don't want to be like, kind of like the boomer generation where they like bring their work home.
Yeah.
And, always talking about the job or whatever. And I want to be like, okay, like, let's like have a fun time now and like vibe out and like, who cares what's going on in the email chain?
What do you think could help you with that?
I don't know. Any suggestions? Please drop a comment. Like,
yes, send over some
I can't do the weed. I can't do the alcohol. I eat like really healthy, but that's fine. I don't know. I do work out and I do yoga, but that's not really going to do it. I don't know. I take magnesium. That has helped me a lot. Magnesium's great. It actually 1,000% is if you have sleep issues, take magnesium. I promise you it'll help. I don't know. Because if you're on your phone, I'm just so addicted to my phone.
Yeah.
I'm so addicted to it.
We all are.
I'm even like, where is it right now?
We're like, it's like literally if it's not close to me, I kind of feel it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, where is my phone right now?
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I'm so addicted to it. So also then I get really bad ADD where I'm like on the phone and then I'm like, wait, what am I supposed to be doing? And I'm like, oh shit, I never sent that email. And then I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this. And then you just do it all. And then I'm like, it's midnight. So there's been a lot of cases where I've worked from the moment I open my eyes till they shut.
Oh my God.
I know. And I know it's bad. It's so bad because you got to memorize your lines. You got to like do that. Like the acting portion.
And they're moving.
You know how it is. Yeah. So
how do you balance that with having a relationship? Because I mean,
he's so understanding. Like
you
so
said he's not in the field.
He's just not an actor.
Okay.
But he so gets it and is also building his own career and he's really successcul. And he's a director. So he also...
So he gets your world.
But he also doesn't get the verticals sometimes. Because he's like, wait, okay, you have to memorize how much for tomorrow? Like you're doing 17 scenes? Like, yeah,
because it's more fast-paced and more than traditional.
Yeah, so, but we have a really good relationship where it's not that work comes first, but it does. And like, I accept that with him too, even if we're having dinner or something and he's getting a call from his producer, like I know, like that's a huge job. Like I'm not going to be like, what?
So I guess that's where the balance happens by prioritizing and knowing that work for both of you guys fulfills you. Mm-hmm. So I'm really happy for you. I mean, that was definitely a curveball. I didn't know my girl was taken.
No one knows.
And it's actually knows. Very, very exciting because even a little secret that you have between you two. Before finding him, was it difficult finding or just dating in the industry? Would you say?
Oh my God, it's terrible. Oh. It's I know dating in our generation is just awful anywhere, but living in Los Angeles, good night. It's disturbing. We met on a dating app, even though we work in the same entertainment industry. But one, I don't ever meet anyone on set that I'm going to date because it's also weird if you're dating someone that you work with that close. No, absolutely not. And plus, I'm just not into it. And there's just nowhere to meet people.
Yeah, where do you go?
I don't know.
Everything is online.
You have to date on the apps. It's just kind of how you do it nowadays, I feel like. I have no idea. When I was single, okay, well actually, this is actually a funny story. So I was on the dating app because I was trying to get more self-confidence in my dating because I was the type, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna hate this. It's disgusting. Don't ever do it. All the girlies in here watching, don't ever do this. So I was the one that would be like, yeah, do you want to split it?
No. I can't forgive you.
I know. Or I'd be like, oh yeah, wherever you want, sure, easygoing, cool girl, I'll do whatever. And then that bit me in the ass. And then I had to learn a lesson. You have to learn. And then I went on the dating apps to try on a character. What I would do is I'd be like, okay, you're going to go on this date and you're not going to reach for your bag. You're not going to reach for your wallet. You're just going to sit there and be cute and be like, yeah, you can pay my dinner and that's fine. And I'm not a diva for that, but that's what I expect.
Yes.
So I tried on these, a little bit of different personality traits of being more confident, being more, yeah, I'm the type of girl that you're going to pay for me and that's fine. And that's what it is. And these are the things I need in a man, even though I didn't really need that. So I was dating, I would find guys that it wouldn't work with. Then I met my boyfriend. Oh my gosh. He was like, yeah, of course. This is what you deserve. What do you need? You're telling me what I have to do to date you. So I'm going to do that. And once I met him, I was like, wow, all these other guys didn't actually give a shit.
Yeah.
You'll find someone that will
It just makes it easy for you and will make it easier for you to be the person you need to be and the woman you want to be.
Without it being awkward or feeling weird or oh my gosh, is this okay that I'm acting this way? Where there will be someone that is just yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's 100% how it is. So that I was not I was pretending to be someone else, but I was just being a little more confident version of myself. And I wrote down in a journal things that I wanted in a boyfriend or the way I wanted to be treated. And then I was like, okay, as Sarah, I don't really feel that confident to act that way, but I was like, who cares? I don't even know this guy. Whatever.
You just became what you wanted.
Yeah. And then now it's a thing and I haven't paid for dinner.
Listen, ladies.
Why don't we switch places and I can ask you some dating questions? Okay, let's talk about building relationships, love, all that kind of stuff. So it's freaking hard to date in this day and age, especially in the entertainment industry. So you also work in this game. So what's it like for you? I mean, we live in LA. Are you dating?
I mean, I feel like nowadays it's just all about boundaries. And I feel like there's no clear way to establish them. Because you have the online world, you have the entertainment world, you have your career self. So it's just really been figuring that out and figuring how to navigate through all the spaces that I'm in currently. You're an actress, you're a media personality, balancing that out. You said you had an ex that would use your clout.
Oh, yeah.
So you can only imagine.
Oh, for sure. It's I don't know, I feel like thinking back to our parents' generation, they had one job. It was a little easier for them. they got married, they did the thing, you meet your husband and wife, whatever, you have the kids. Even if it's boring, it's still a path that's simpler.
Yeah.
We have so much shit going on. It's like, I don't even know where you meet people. Like, I met my boyfriend on an app. Like, what are your thoughts on the apps?
Listen, the apps are something I stay away from just because there's so many people that I professionally work with that actually pop up.
Stop it.
Yes.
Have you been on there scrolling and you saw someone that you're like, manage that one.
Yeah.
Know the reality behind that.
Or, you just don't want to open those doors and you want to keep things so professional. And then it's like you meet an actor or director and then the next day you're scrolling down Hinge on your personal life and they pop up and you're like, awkward.
Do you feel like it being on a dating app, it like dilutes your brand a little bit? Like you as a human, like you feel like it's kind of like a loser. I'm on a dating app.
It's just really difficult to, just like you have a role. I feel like I have a role that I have to play for my job. And it's a little difficult to separate the two because, there's a fun side to me.
Right.
But there's also the person that's managing a brand.
Right.
Which is, could be problematic. That's why everything you said, I was just so admired by because it's like you're so comfortable in just showing those things and not have to polish it. So I'm wondering, like, how is that for you in like the dating life? Like you said, you kind of just had fun with it.
Yeah.
You just went out and just dated and like if you played a role and that's how I feel like that's how things happen. I also think like back in the day, our mother and our father generation, everything was a little more traditional, more purposeful. And I think now, since like there's so much out there, everything is so, I'd say, disposable nowadays. So
I feel like, okay, so I found my boyfriend and he's the type that literally lets me be feral and no questions asked. He's just like, you do you, you're like your own thing. And he kind of just like supports me. And it's so hard to find that. Yeah. He's from the South. Like that's why.
We need to go to the South. Maybe
that's what I think. I think the boys in the South are a little nicer. I don't know. Any of the girlies watching, can you let me know?
Yes.
In the comments or DM.
We're both from the East Coast, so we know the East Coast. And now we know LA. So maybe we just need to go to like the South. Like where in the South?
I don't know. Oh wait, where is he from? Or
I mean, if you want to tell us.
No, he doesn't. Okay, so my question for you though is, even though you're obviously a hustler, you slay the game, you do so much and you're so like inspirational, do you want love? Like would you be, if there was a magic thing, you didn't have to do the scrolling, you didn't have to do that whole thing. If it were to happen, would you be open to it? Or are you kind of in a place that's like closed off to where your energy is closed off so there won't be an opopportunity?
I think I'm always open. Obviously for love. I'm a woman. I think that's something that comes natural.
Yeah.
Especially, come on, like all our shows, real short shows, is the fantasy and the wanting to get rescued and the wanting to, have that person that lets you go feral.
Yeah.
But I think also part of being, like you said, is that self-love of not wanting to share it with not the right person.
Oh my God, because it's terrible.
Yeah.
It really chips you down. When I broke up, I've had a few boyfriends, and the one before this guy, I thought I was broken. Like I was like, oh, I'll never be able to trust someone again.
Yeah.
Like this sucks for me now because you're terrible.
Yeah.
But I think you still can get past it. I think you don't live in that forever.
Yeah, of course. You don't live in that forever. And I think it's just about finding the person that uplifts you to become the better version of you. And I guess I'm still looking for that.
Oh. Okay, so obviously apps are out for you.
Apps, I feel like the traditional way is the way.
But like where?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like where do we do? We just go out to like random coffee shops.
But it doesn't, in LA, like the culture here is people go out in
So I guess I'll just be single forever. I mean,
it's like you don't meet people anymore.
You don't meet people. So I'm thinking like, back in the day, people met at work,
right?
Friends.
Or it's like, oh, I have someone that might be nice for you. I even was rewatching Sex and the City and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a fun era. And in LA specifically, the culture's so strange. People go out in pods or alone and they don't talk to anyone else. Like New York is not like this. Like you can just talk to anybody and it's chill. In LA, everyone's like,
it's more like
no one's
it's definitely more open out there. But I mean, you found your person literally randomly.
Dating app.
And most of the times people meet randomly. So I feel like it's just not the time yet.
Yeah.
When there is the time, you know, there's no rush. I feel like when the time comes, then it'll happen. For now, I'm looking for Mr. Schmedium Ugly. If you're there, come through. But you know, you seem so calm in what you have, and I think that's what I want too. I want to feel calm, and I don't want to feel a need to show. I feel like you feel so comfortable in what you guys have that there's no need to explain, and that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. And it's out there. It's like, I feel like it's so cliche, but when you are least expecting it, it works out. Like when I first went on a date with him, I was like whatever. And then I'm like, actually, I love him.
Yeah, because of how he treats you.
Yeah, exactly. So they can make up for it. What about DMs? What are your thoughts on like people sliding in through the DMs?
Don't even read them.
Oh. I get it.
Don't even try.
How many unread messages do you have?
I just feel like it's cheap. I mean, like, there's other ways to get someone's attention. I think sometimes a DM could be sweet, but I feel like a DM should come after more interact. Like, you're interacting with my socials, and then, we start casually talking. But if you're just, like, DMing, like, what are you going to say?
It already has a little bit of a negative connotation around it too, where you're just like sliding into the DMs, like you just want this ass.
Oh, what are you going to say? Like, what are you going to say when you slide in the DM? What is like a good DM? Think about it.
Like, here's $500.
I guess.
How about those people who
here's $500. That's the perfect DM.
Do you know? Oh my gosh, this is so off topic, but I was scrolling and there are these girls that have these things called pay pigs.
Pay pigs.
Where they literally just they have these guys that they're like, hey, you idiot, I want $1,000. And these men like that and they get off to it. So then they Venmo you. Yeah. So they're called pay pigs.
I have people that I know that get paid for the girlfriend experience. So they'll call
stop it.
They'll call someone and they'll just
say, how much do they get?
I'll get you the details.
Just curious. I mean, that's so interesting.
I mean, nowadays the way that we're dating and the way that we're setting up intimate relationships is so different. I think it's up to everyone to kind of create what that means for them.
Honestly, agreed. Whatever makes you happy and fixes it. Like you see people like marrying their lampshade and they're like, I love it. And you're like, you do, you boo.
I mean, you can't define love nowadays. Right. So, I mean, you just have to put yourself out there. I know dating apps are definitely not for me. I'm definitely a traditional, more conservative type of woman. DMs, I feel like there's not really like a special DM that you can like impress me with.
I agree.
I'll welcome them. Hey, I'll welcome them.
If you read it.
If they have $500 in the DM. That one I'll probably read. Like right away.
Okay, but so just quick, you won't do dating apps fair. You want to meet someone the traditional way, but what would that be for you? Like at the bar, at a dinner, on the street, on a plane, airport?
See, girl, I think I live in a fantasy world. I think that I'm just going to step out of my house and there's going to be
delivery
Prince Charming.
Man. Yeah.
And he's going to be great. And then we're going to go to this little small town getaway and we're going to fall in love and I'm going to bake bread with his mom and,
she's a baker.
And she's
French.
A baker. And, and like, he's like he takes me to his bachelor apartment.
And you get dual citizenship somewhere.
And I just, for some reason now I'm like the queen of Geneva.
Yeah.
I live in this world of fantasy that doesn't exist in 2025. It only exists on a Hinge or Bumble, I guess. But I guess, just walking outside and meeting someone the natural, organic way.
Yeah. All right. So everyone stalk her. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. Last question. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Of course.
I don't.
How don't you believe in love at first sight?
Because I feel like for me, love is what you're building something, and it's how for a long period of time the human is making that work for you.
But haven't you felt something initially with someone that you've never felt with
Yeah,
anyone
and
else?
it never works. They're assholes. They're terrible. The guys that I'm like, damn. It's like they're the worst. But the guys that I'm like, whatever. They're the ones that, in my experience, have been.
So would you say that you love someone from the moment that you meet them, or that you learn to love someone?
I don't know if it's learn to love someone, because then it feels like I have to. It's not natural. It's more like, at least for me, it's experiences with the human and how they like really can build you up and how you work together. But I don't think I believe in love at first sight.
You never met someone that you're just like, I know love at first sight is real, because there are people that from the moment that I've stood next to them, I felt something that I never felt with anyone else. And that I cannot explain.
Maybe friendships. I get that from mostly women, actually. Sorry to the guys, but
so maybe love at first sight with women?
With women and friendships, yeah. I'm like, or you've actually, I've had it with guys too, but not in a romantic sense.
See,
but
I'm making you think about it.
No, you are for sure. But I feel like it's a little bit more of like a friend, like where our energies mix. Because some people you'll meet and I'll be like, oh no, I know they're gonna hate me.
But wouldn't you say that then we can be love at first sight and then we build towards not loving?
Yeah. Yeah, like for sure you can be like, oh, I like them. And then you're like, oh my God, the way that they function is not okay.
Yeah.
But I think the question, do you believe in love at first sight? I'm viewing it a little bit more in the classic way of like, oh, if a couple meets and they fall in love, like in a movie. I don't really believe that.
Well, is love like the feeling, or love like the way that the dynamic will work? Because I feel like there's two different things, right?
I think it's like, what is love to you, right?
Yeah. So I guess it's like, let's define that, I guess, because we're like talking about what love at first sight is, and we feel differently about love.
We do.
What's
definitely
love for
do.
you? Okay, what's love for you?
Love for me. I love how you. Oh my God! I'm supposed to be the host right now.
I'll let you think about it while I think. I mean, I'll let you answer while I think about it.
That's a deep one.
What is love?
I feel like love for me is, well, there's a couple different like things of love. Like there's like friendship loves, family loves, and then your relationship. But an overall encompassing feeling is being able to just be yourself and not judged, and giving yourself to someone without needing anything in return. Like I think.
Yeah, no, it's selfless.
Yeah, like there's something to be said when you're not expecting anything in return, and just not feeling alone and making life better.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think love will be different for everyone. But I think that something that me and you can agree on is that it's to be seen. It's to be understood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I also think that. I also think like love is to be seen and understood. And I think that a lot of people have the capacity to love you.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
The little poet. The poetry.
The slam poetry hitting hard today. Okay, well, let me give you your chair back.
Yes, I have so many more questions to ask you. I mean, I can see why being on this side is a little uncomfortable. I like asking the questions more.
You still kind of did.
Well, I'm happy to be back in this chair. So you know that DMs for me are somewhat of like, I'd say like low effort. Right. Is there anything for you that is like non-negotiable or just a deal breaker?
Yeah.
Like what?
1000%. I cannot stand it when men aren't really listening to me. And not in the sense of like, do what you're told. Like if I'm sharing something and then you ask me a question about what I just said, good night. Mm-hmm. Like, hi, I'm talking and you're going to listen or we're not going to date.
Yeah.
So also I feel like as a straight female dating a man, it's not that you have to train men, but you kind of do a little bit to your diameter.
I'd like to say you teach people how to treat you.
Yes, I agree with that. That's a beautiful thing. So there's been so many instances of things that my boyfriend has done that annoyed me that I have just been like, oh, hey, so like, yeah, that doesn't work for me. But yeah, we can like learn from that. If they keep doing it, then that's a problem. But if somebody makes a mistake in the relationship, as long as it's not anything crazy, if they can just like fix it, I think that works. But yeah, biggest issue is that really annoys me.
So you don't like to not be listened to or like not be present during your time. Would you say that then you need a lot of time, spend a lot of time together?
No, it's just if we're together and if we're having dinner or something, I'm not okay if he's like scrolling or something.
Yeah, you want presence. Like, would you say like, what was your love language? Would you say it's quality time then?
My personal love language?
Yeah, what's your love language?
What are they again?
I think it's quality time, gifting, acts of service, physical touch, and words of affirmation.
Quality time and words of affirmation.
Yeah.
I don't really care about the gift stuff. Physical, I don't really care that much. Like I'm not like freaking out about it. What's the other one?
Words of affirmation, quality time, and acts of service.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's what I think that is. Nice. I'm also that way. So that's why I ask, because, you know, when someone's not present for me, I don't feel like we're spending time.
Well, it's because it's like, what's the point? Like, I don't got time. Okay, if you're like busy
if you're doing something else, then I can go do something else too. So I completely understand that. And I guess like, what are the qualities that you look in a partner? I know that you kind of like dabbled a little bit and you kind of like explored your world. So I'm pretty sure you have some good insights on what to look for.
When I was trying out dating, I didn't really know what I was looking for specifically, but what I knew was how I wanted to be treated and how I wanted to feel. We all know that feeling of talking to someone when you're so unsure and you're like, should I text them back?
Yeah.
Do they like me? Am I being annoying? Like, what should I wear? Like, should I lie about where I am? Like, should I make myself look cooler? And that was something that I was always trying to like prove myself and make myself look cooler in all facets. So now it would be just being able to just like be your full self and be accepted, and it's enough. I definitely need someone who is, I think this would go for everybody too, just understanding of your emotional balance. Like if I'm having a bad day, it's not personal. Something that I struggled with before my current boyfriend was, I'm on set every day. I have one day off. I might not want to go out. I might want to sit in my bed. And it's not personal. I need you
tired,
to understand that. So
what would you say is like one of the most romantic things someone has ever done to you? I wish you would have asked me this question because I'm such a lover girl. But what was the most romantic thing
that anyone's ever done for me?
Yes. Or that you've ever experienced?
Okay, so this question can be kind of difficult because of the genre that we all work in, which is these beautiful soap operas where the guys always do crazy things for women.
Can't be the real
show.
That's
not always reality, okay? Men don't have billions of dollars unless they do.
And then they just drop the credit card and give your mom like, $50,000 for her medical bill.
Right.
Maybe Real Short is the reason why I'm still looking for this.
Honestly, I was actually going to ask you that. Is it Real Short? Yeah. I'd say the most romantic thing for me that really stuck out was after a really hard shoot. That was probably the hardest one I've ever done. My partner called me and I had a really bad ear infection.
Yeah,
it was really weird. Actually, it wasn't an ear infection. I had clogged ear with earwax, so I couldn't hear out of one ear. So he was like, okay, I'm taking you to the doctor to get your ear drained, and then we're going to Joshua Tree. And I booked it. You don't have to do anything. Just pack a bathing suit and your almond milk or whatever you want. We're going to go. So someone taking the initiative for me and just making the plan to do a thing to help my ear hole and then to go on a trip to like get away. Because I would never do that. I'm the type that won't go on a trip unless it's work related.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really special to me.
Yeah, no, that sounds so sweet. And it's like that person took care of you. It's like, and made sure that you relaxed. I think that's such a caring way and so romantic too, because it's like, I'm gonna come take care of you.
It was hot because it was like, don't move. I'm on my way. This is what we're doing. It just felt good to be taken care of. So, and it's not even about like money and stuff. It's not like, oh, how many things you can buy me, but that just felt really special.
Yeah. I had so much fun talking to you about dating. I mean, I definitely needed that girl. It was like a girl to girl talk. And I want to end this segment with just us talking a little bit about what's the most important thing that you've learned in your dating career. I know the things that you've learned in your childhood and you brought to your villain stories. What have you learned? Like, what's the most impactful thing you've learned and that you want to share with the Real Short fans?
The most impactful thing I've learned while dating is you don't have to please them. I feel like women, I'm kind of talking to the girlies right now. I feel like we put so much effort, like, are they going to like me? And it's like, you need to like them too. And it's hard to get to that place of just not giving a shit, kind of, and being like, yeah, if you don't like me, it's fine. You know, we want to be liked. We want to be likable. We're human, right? But just trusting that someone will love you for everything, even though you're so hard on yourself, they're not going to be that way. If anything, they will make your life easier and let you feel like you don't have to be a size 0. Like you can be whatever size and it's fine. Just little things like that. So I'd say the biggest lesson I've learned is finding someone that just allows you to have more self-acceptance. And not having to just knowing that you actually have more power. These guys like don't matter.
Yeah, no, I think that it's really important to date for yourself and for your satisfaction and your own pleasure as well.
And just to piggyback off of what I said earlier, if you're single and dating and struggling with it, try a little character on. Not saying go full crazy and like be someone else, but just amplify something that you really have had a lot of trouble with. Like for me, I really wanted a guy to buy me dinner without me feeling guilty about it. So I just pretended that was my standard. I was one of those girls that was like, yeah, you're buying it.
Yeah.
And then it worked. So just try something new. And I swear.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to put yourself there and know what you want so that you can be able to receive it. I mean, talking about dinner, I think I'm a little hungry right now. And I know you love making a good smoothie.
Yes.
I definitely wanted to invite you to the podcast and make a smoothie with me. I think after all this dating talk, we need a little refreshment.
Oh, I think so too. So I heard you were hungry. Let's replenish that taste.
What's the most villainous thing someone has ever done on a date with you?
The worst thing in the world. I was on a date with somebody and we were at the mall. We were in Zara and he asked me to pay for his clothing. And no, hi, thank you. I'd like to return this. Good night.
Do you think villains make better lovers than heroes?
I think villains make the best lovers.
If your character were on a dating app, what would their bio say?
Prickly on the outside, saucy on the inside, I think.
What's your biggest dating deal breaker?
Somebody who doesn't let me speak my mind and makes me feel small.
Most romantic thing anyone has ever done for you?
Probably took me on a surprise vacation when I was struggling and needed it really badly and I didn't know that I needed it, so they knew that I needed it type of thing.
If you were to go on a date with a fictional villain, who would it be and why?
Dexter! Come on, cut me open more! Cut me!
What's the worst pickup line you've ever heard?
I don't get guys that give me pickup lines. Like, I guess it would just be some like nasty, disturbing human on the street who's like maybe a drug addict, like screaming at me.
If your date ghosted you, would you plan revenge? Be honest.
What do you think?
Have you ever been on a date that felt like a dramatic movie scene?
Yes. I went on a date with a guy that I didn't realize was, oh God, this is going crazy, was coming off of ketamine, and he went into cardiac arrest in the restaurant.
What's the weirdest or funniest reason you've turned someone down?
The funniest reason I've turned someone down was because I had explosive diarrhea. Tried to get another date happening, and then he just ghosted me after. So probably for the best. My ass knew before I did.
Do you prefer romantic comedies or steamy thrillers when it comes to love stories?
I prefer a rom-com. Yeah.
What's the most surprising thing you've learned about yourself for dating?
The most surprising thing I've learned about myself while dating is that my opinion actually matters.
Do you think your on-screen villain persona has influenced how people approach you in real life?
1000%. We don't need to do all the chia. We need the magnesium. I think people think that I am a raging bitch in real life and are scared of me and think that I'm gonna be super mean, but I'm not.
Have you ever had a date that fell straight out of a movie, romantic or disastrous?
Okay, my first date actually, I had with my boyfriend. He's a director. We had a date planned. He had to cancel it because his location got messed up, and so we had to go location scouting. So he was like,
do you want to come with me location scouting?
And I was like, sure, I guess. So I went with his entire production team, and it was the most awkward thing. Thank God I can talk forever. So I was just kind of pretending to be part of the set. and then we left, and it was fine.
What's one thing you wish people knew about you when it comes to relationships?
I wish people knew that I am a sensitive little baby bunny that's abandoned in the forest. Because I'm really soft and I just want to be loved. And that's really the real me. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to take you down. Like, I actually am like, I just want to help and be collaborative. Oh, come on, boy. You know?
Has playing a villain made you more or less skeptical about love?
Playing a villain has made me less skeptical about love, I would say, because the good girl always gets the guy. If you're a good person and you're not like a raging bitch, like the villains, you'll find love. That's crunchy.
Yum. Delicious. Sarah, this is so good. It's so delicious. I'm so particular about my smoothies too, but it was really fun watching you make it.
Thank you. This is not my best work, but it's definitely pretty good.
Well, I had so much fun today with you. I mean, come on. We made smoothies. We talked about dating. It was really nice learning about you and learning about how comfortable you are with your emotions and how you bring that to the set. Even though I know we always see you in villain roles, I'm really excited to see what you're going to do next.
Thank you.
What roles you'll have. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans before I let you go?
Yeah, of course. Everyone who's been watching and just, you know, following me in my career for some time now, I just want to say how I see all of it. It doesn't go unnoticed, and it makes me feel so filled with love. And I can't wait to keep working and showing you guys what kind of roles I can do and just the range I have. And I just want to keep making content for you guys. And I've just had so much fun with you here today. And yeah, I'm here to always talk about the real stuff, the nitty gritty, the unsexy things about being a person and just trying to live.
Yeah.
So I thank you for letting me be honest in a safe place.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel so safe and honest with you. I mean, the type of questions you asked me, but I can't wait to have you more around. I think it will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Love you.
Love you.
Cheers.
Cheers.